Welcome everyone to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host Sean Gann alongside my partner Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you don't have the chance, go check out our website justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsayingNoGWJS for article and video updates. Jack, rookies coming into year two.
Yeah.
Any breakout players for us? Any second-year breakout players you got going on for us?
I mean, one guy for me, like a guy who's had a tough week, but it's Jonathan Taylor for me. Huge on him coming in out of Wisconsin. Was so happy he found his way on the Colts last year. He really did have an awesome season, coming out, and he had, had a lot of questions about him. People were saying, can he, take on the carries after having 900 plus carries in college? And he was really able to do that last year. He was able to start 13 games as a rookie. He had 12 total touchdowns, 11 on the ground. He had 1,100 yards. Really impressive. And, he is going to be suffering for the first couple of weeks without Carson Wentz, as well as, Quentin Nelson going down, which is a huge hit to that team, offensive line and running game. He was just on the field for, 40%, 47% of the snaps last year. And he, was able to beat out all those other running backs, Wilkins, Hines, and now Marlon Mack's coming back. But I still feel like they're going to need everybody, it's going to be all hands on deck for this committee. And I still think that he's the leader of this committee. I still think outside of Quentin Nelson, they still have one of the best offensive lines in football. So I do expect him, with this new 17 game format to definitely eclipse, to having over 10 touchdowns. I expect him, if he set it last year at 12, I still think that he can get, 15 total touchdowns this year in this format and over 1,200 rushing yards. I'm huge on him. I'm keeping him, in fantasy. I'm trying to get him in, in dynasties. Right now he's around second round guy, but seriously, he's going to have a great season next year. I know you're big on him too, Sean. He's just a powerhouse running back, old school guy. And I love that. I think he's going to have a sick year too.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Love the dude. I think he's going to be fantastic. He put together, I think, a really solid rookie year, especially towards the end there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit helpful to have some of the other running backs just sort of take the workload off him. He ran a lot in college.
Yeah.
You want to keep a guy like that with his speed, his size, his strength, everything that he brings to the table healthy as possible. And that means, take him out of downs that he really doesn't need to be there for, things like that. I'm looking on the defensive side of the ball. And I guess he's not really a breakout player because he's the defensive rookie of the year and Chase Young. I mean, dude was a beast, was an absolute menace on the team.
Yeah.
4 passes defended, 4 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries. Got a touchdown off of it. He got 44 total tackles, 32 solo, 10 tackles for loss. Dude's an absolute animal. And it's probably weird. And everyone's probably thinking, like, why are you picking him as a breakout player? I was disappointed in how often he sacked the quarterback. He only had 7.5 sacks. The previous 2 defensive rookie of the year winners both got 9+. I know it's only like a sack and a half, but Chase Young looks to be like one of those once in a generational edge rushers that they bring everything that you want to the table: size, speed, strength, quickness, agility, everything that you're looking for in defensive end. And 7.5 sacks not do justice to what he can do. Not disappointing. It's just like, he's a guy who get 14, 15, 16, 17 sacks. That's the kind of talent that he has. That's the kind of work ethic that he has. It's kind of drive that he has. And it's just crazy to think that only 7.5 sacks. So I think I'm going to lock him in right now for 13 sacks in year 2. I think he's getting 5.5. I'm bad at math. More sacks than he did last season. I think we're going to see a massive jump, and I think he's going to be right up there in the conversation for defensive player of the year, alongside the TJ Watts and the Aaron Donalds of the year, because that's the kind of talent that I think that he is. And I don't think 7.5 sacks do justice to Chase Young, the player.
Yeah, and being surrounded by that Washington defense, how Ron Rivera sets that up, I believe that they definitely want to get him more sacks. I think that he's, like you said, just primed for a breakout right now. And his athleticism, he's just unmatched right now in some aspects, along with the fact that he has all this power around him on the defensive line. He can wreak havoc next season, definitely.
Absolutely. Dude's going to be great. I think the Washington defense is going to be another top tier defense. So sorry, Jack, for the Giants. But that is all the time that we have. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah. Thank you always for checking us out. JustSayingFootball.com, Just Saying Football on YouTube, and then check us out on Instagram for all your updates. Just Saying OG WJS. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.